Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, and welcome to another edition of Westbridge Hills. Alright, so as you can see, we have the accursed bale stacker here. This is, of course, from the previous episode. We picked this up finally, and I sold the rest of the barley, the barley, there we go. And as you can see, we ended up with $21,000. Whoops, that was a little too close. $21,000, thank goodness. $21,000, and that's it. That's all I got. I thought I had something else to say after that. I guess not. So we have $21,000. So that should give us enough money to. Let's B for operating position. And anything else? I don't think so. Nope. I think you can just drive as fast as you want. Yeah, it seems that way. Anyway, so we have $21,000, which isn't quite enough to get what I wanted to get, which is, of course, the cedar. But we have 50 bales, so we might be able to... Oh, you can just drive as fast as you want. That's awesome. So we may be able to pick up a cedar after we sell a little bit of straw. I don't know how much straw is going to net us. I don't know if it'll be a lot or if it'll be a little, but... it'll be interesting nonetheless. So this thing can hold 16 bales, so it's only going to be about, I guess it'll be 4 loads worth of straw bales, and we don't actually need this much straw. Our cows actually have enough straw already, but this will allow us to, I don't know what happened there with that one. This will, of course, allow us to make a little bit of money from the straw as well. I don't know how much horsepower you would actually need for this thing, but with 16 bales, I imagine you need a fairly beefy tractor in order to pull that many bales, or pull that much weight, I guess is what it would be. Because it is quite a bit of weight once it's all said and done. It's not like, oh, like that has a steering axle in the back? Cool. It is quite a bit of weight that you're pulling when you have all 16 bales on here, but as you can see, we're gonna finish up this field nicely, and then what we could do is, there we go. Well, I guess I can turn around like that side. I didn't think I was gonna be able to. Anyways, what we could do is we could get one of the tractors started on cultivating this. That's a possibility. I really don't want to have to go down that route all over again, just because it does take forever. I can see it slowing down now, though. It's not as fast as it once was. As we get more bales on the trailer, I can definitely see it slowing down. It's interesting. So we got 13, so we can put 16 on here. 3 more bales. So we're going to get 2 loads out of this. Just out of this one field. So we get 2 more. So let's get these 2 bales that are far away here. Actually, I think if it was on a hill like this, you'd have to be pretty careful turning too quickly, I imagine. Because you could maybe tip this over really easily. Yeah, definitely could. Alright, so that's 16. Now, I seem to recall there being a place where you can sell these. I definitely don't need these many bales. I think the sell point is... Oh, I totally forget what the sell point is now. Does it even say on this map? Don't think it does. That's job board. I'm pretty sure there's a place around here. Oh, that must be it right there. So this is a situation where I wish I had set up the... Is it O? Oh, it is O. I wish I had set up the... I'm going to do this with the mirrors. Probably not. I don't really need to do it with mirrors. I think... this is... Yeah, wow. Let me just back this up first, then start talking. There. I wish this was a situation where I had the, not the developer version per se, but you can set up so it's the dev tools, I guess would be the developer tools. Is it O? Oh, that's not where you sell them? Come on. Really? Why did those even fall down? Oh, that's annoying. So that's a weird situation. So the bales are just colliding with that. Alright, well, I guess this is an interesting way of going about this. Not what I expected, but whatever. You know, it's part of the game, I suppose. I totally thought that would be the sell point. I think it is, but I know what I'm going to do. Where's my other New Holland 3? Let's change the front loader to not the... Oops. Not... This is the one for logs, but let's change it to that one right there. I should be able just to nudge it a little bit. Oops. There we go. And let's grab it. Perfect. And what I need is, I also need the weight on the back, because this thing won't be able to pick up any bales if I don't put the weight on the back. There we go. Perfect. Alright, now let's just see. I think what might be the case here is the actual trigger point isn't... It actually isn't... let's just see here. I think what it is, it's actually inside of that little place right there. So because it's inside there, I can't just drop these bales off in there, which is kind of annoying actually. Let's pull this bale back. Alright, well I guess we can do it this way. Don't know why it's sticking on there so easily, but let's just see. Yeah, that's what it is. So it is actually the sell point. The only problem we're running into is the fact that it is just too far in there. That's really frustrating. Because you'd think it would be... Get out of there. You'd think it would be able just to... Oh, okay, well that works. So maybe it just wasn't close enough. That's strange. Alright, let's hop to the other New Holland here. And let's just see. Oops. Apparently I'm colliding with tractors. Let's just see if I back this up. This is going to be interesting. Because what I'll need to do is I'll need to back it like right into there. I don't know why they didn't make the trigger point, you know. I don't know why they didn't make it, you know, out here. Like, look at this. The trigger point's like, you know, just right from this little section right here, where these little flower pots are. That's where the actual point is right there. So we still have 2 bales in there. That's a bit annoying. And they're just going to stay in there, I suppose, and make a mess of things. Well, let's just see what happens. Let's just leave them in there for the time being, because I have a feeling if I try to do anything else, it's going to be even worse. Let's just see. Eventually, I think they'll fall out anyway, so I'm not that worried about it. Let's just see what happens with that one. Nothing. Okay. Anyway, so let's go ahead and pick up some more of these bales. We're not getting a crazy amount of money from this, but it'll give us a little bit of extra influx of money from it, which will be good, because then we'll be able to make... Maybe we'll have enough in the seeder too. It's possible. Alright. Let's grab these last 2 bales here. And then we'll go from there. Alright, so there's this one, like so, and then this one. There we go. Alright, so what we could do probably is, there is a possibility, of course, of selling some of the equipment that we're not using. Because right now, because we have this, we don't really need the bale trailer anymore. Right? We don't really need the bale trailer. So because of that, we could probably get rid of that. That would be like 9,000 or so. So it'll bring us up to 30,000. So we need about 50 grand is what we actually need for all of it when it's all said and done. So we'll have to think about what would be the best way of getting 50 grand, because we can sell some more of these. So I think the big thing for that problem we ran into is just the fact that you need to be further into the actual selling point itself, which is kind of annoying actually. Because if you're using this implement, which is part of the in-game implements, you wouldn't expect to, I don't know, you wouldn't really go, you can't really back it that much forward. So it's just a bit frustrating sometimes. But I should have realized this would be the case because Giants does stuff like this, right? So, alright, let's turn around here. Grab these bales. Luckily though, you can go as fast as you want with this particular implement. It doesn't really matter. You wouldn't go and drive by and pick it up at, you'd probably slow down, pick it up, and then continue at a quick pace, but in light of keeping the amount of time I spend doing this to a certain minimum, that's why I'm going fairly quickly with this. Because in real life I'd probably have to be like, drop it right down and then speed up again, I would imagine. Alright. At least that's what I think. I don't think you'd really want to go that quickly with it, just because you could run into problems very easily. Like the bale getting slack. Like, you probably would do that and slow right down and pick it up. But while this game has added some more realism, there are certain things that I don't need to worry about, and that's definitely one of those things where it doesn't matter how fast I really go. And apparently, like, you can drive fairly fast with this apparently, so. Like in real life, you just slow down and pick up the bale. You don't go at a breakneck speed. Like I'm doing 50 kilometers in the field. 50 kilometers in the field, by the way, would be ridiculous because fields aren't flat and they're not roads, of course. And picking up a bale at 50 kilometers an hour is unlikely. All right, so we need one more. There we go, perfect. So let's take that back and put it into transporting position. Perfect. And I think what I will do is, where is it? Let's grab, not the cedar. Let's grab the cultivator and get this guy starting. Because I get the feeling we may not have enough money still at the end. What I could do, I suppose, is sell a couple trees off camera to make enough money. That's a possibility, I suppose. But I don't really want to have to go down that road if I don't have to. I'm going to set this guy up going in this particular direction just because I think it will be easier. Let's just see. I don't think he has a problem with this going up the hill. I can't honestly remember. Alright, let's grab this guy here. Sell a few more bales of straw and see where we end up. I still don't understand why they put this particular point in like this area here. It's one of the more awkward areas, that's for sure. Alright. Let's see if we can't get it this time. Silly bale's just stuck in there. So they're oh, I see what they did. Okay, so it's actually non-collidable. So I drop this, they shouldn't explode. Okay, that's not terrible, I guess. I don't know if I consider that optimal, but yeah. So you can just I can't tell if they're stuck in that top low part or not. Let's see if we can't get these bales out of here now, because they're bothering me now. I thought they would just come out, but they don't appear to be. So let's just lower this here, and there we go. There's that. Apparently these bales are really heavy for this tractor this time around. I think it's just the way I'm picking them up. I'm not picking them up from the side, and I think that's probably the reason why they're being, or they appear to be much heavier than they were before. There we go. And I don't know how this would work. I don't know if, I think this is collidable, so we're gonna try it and see what happens. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh. I did not see that one coming. I totally thought this side would be collidable, so I wouldn't be able to put a spike straight through it. But it looks like I can just... Come on. There we go. But it gives you an idea of what the bales act like a little bit now. They're still, sometimes they're still strange, but overall, they're a lot better than they used to be. There we go. Let's get this New Holland out of the way. Excellent. Alright, let's grab the rest of these bales here. So let's lower the loading platform. Move it out a little bit, and change it into transport position again. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Let's get rolling. I'm not sure how many bales we have left, but we are making a little bit of money from this. We're at $26,000 now, which is a bit more than we started off with, which is good. We are slowly losing money, of course, because we have the case he is currently cultivating, so it's part of the reason why, we're losing money. But like I said, I understand that this was an unrealistic speed, but I'm doing it this way because I know I can do it this fast, I guess. Which I'm kind of surprised by, because they didn't... A lot of other things, they actually made it so you can't go this fast. So I'm kind of surprised they made it so you could do it this fast with this implement. Which is surprising, actually, because 50 kilometers picking up a bale is kind of silly, but it's not so silly that you're not able to do it, apparently. Alright, let's turn this guy around. It's funny, I always want to make left turns with this, just because the way it's set up. There we go. What I can do is this probably, and go to... I don't know why I haven't been doing this before, but there we go. This is probably a faster way of going about it than what I was doing before, which is good. I don't know. It's funny, you figure out the most effective way of going about this. Like, you need enough time in between each bale so it can adjust and whatnot. There we go. But not so much, I guess, I don't know. It depends on how fast you're driving. I am driving a lot faster than should be driven. But as you can see, I still have to slow down now between each one, which is more realistic. Let's grab this one. I don't know why this one isn't... This makes no sense why it's in this direction, but... I think what happened was it glitched out a little bit and like kind of popped out. That would be my guess if I had to make one of this. Alright, so we need... Let's leave that one over there and grab this one here. And... Need one more. So how much do we actually make from this? That's going to be the real question. Alright. I'm happy we got this bigger tractor though. This is making a really big difference in terms of what we're capable of doing at least. So now we are capable of getting a much larger seeder. Well, if you get a larger seeder, you probably don't need a cultivator anymore. It's not necessary. Also, by getting a bigger tractor, you can get things like this, for example, or other things. Alright. So I guess it's not terrible. They made it so the building itself is... You can just do what I'm doing right here. So it's $2 grand for 16 bales. It's not terrible, I guess. I'd have to do this quite a few, well, 24 times to be exact. Yeah, I guess it's pretty close to 24 times for it to be worth it. But at least we have the possibility of using it for other things now as well. Like if we want to use this for hay bales too, we can use the same thing. So we can convert one of these fields into a big old hay field and then use it for that as well. But what we could... I'm just thinking out loud. What we could actually do is we could potentially sell the case. Actually, I can't because I need it for the Flygo, of all things. You think you wouldn't need it for that, but it still throws me off that this tractor doesn't work with the Flygo. It's just the type of hitch, I guess. But it seems strange that it doesn't work. Well, as I thought it would be, but I don't know what even type. I'm not even sure what type of hitch it actually is that's on the Flygo. It's obviously not a pin hitch, but it definitely looks like one. It almost looks like it's a ball, and that's how that one works. But I don't know for sure, really. All right, so let's grab this, and we can't borrow any money because we have the maximum loan already. Which is a bit unfortunate. But it is the way it goes sometimes. Oops. Alright, we might just have enough for the rest of this. We're going to see in a second here. I have a feeling we won't, just because it's the way things work, really. Of course, what really boils down to is this situation where if you don't do the exact number of bales you have, like, yeah, 1, 2, oh, maybe, no, there's two extra ones down there, so there's really no way to get around it. You're going to need to do an extra trip, and that extra trip is always going to be, 1 or 2 extra bales, and that's it. Always frustrating. Anyways, let's grab this last bale here. There we go. So this will put us up to 30,000. So we're still a little short of what we actually need for. Oops, don't need that anymore. Could do a. Let's just see for a second if there's any missions we could do. No, never mind. I actually turned off the missions too. That doesn't help. The missions don't sound that interesting either, to be honest with you. I think all they are the typical mowing missions and transport missions, so nothing all that exciting. Alright. Let's unload here. Let's wait for it to tilt. Let's go grab a sip of water here. Alright. Let's finish that. Should be just over 30. Perfect. Ah, there's bales on the top there. What the heck? I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Look. There are bales on the roof there. Jeez. You would think it wouldn't do something like that, but... Is it just one, or is it like 4 of them? Alright, so I think what I'll do is I'll stop the episode there and I'll pick up the rest of those bales, and then maybe what we'll do next episode is we'll sell a couple of things to see if we can't get a little bit more money, because we don't need a heck of a lot more. Excuse me. You could probably sell that trailer back there, the Bale trailer, because now we have the Curson. We could sell... oh, my keyboard locked there for a second. Not this yet, I don't think. But you could sell the cultivator probably, if we had enough money. I don't think we have anything else in the... Only a little bit of wheat. And I don't think we wouldn't make enough money from it, so that's the unfortunate part. Anyways, that'll be it for today, folks. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2015, coming at you from Westbridge Hills. Catch you guys later.